What is this? Cardboard? Nintendo wants to sell us cardboard? Who cares? Oh, it has a hit beat. Who cares? It's cardboard. Fancy music doesn't make cardboard cool. Oh, great. They can make a pizza box. It's a pizza box, guys. What? Is that a piano? How? How does that do it? How do you play music with the control? What is this? Yes! Yes! Woo! Yes! I want a drum pedal. What? Motorcycle. Robot. What is this? No. What? Robots. Yes! This is the greatest thing ever. Did you just see that tutorial? Oh my sweetness. There's a bird. There's a camera. What is this? What? This is the greatest thing Nintendo could have ever done. For the 2 or 3 people watching this video who haven't seen or heard anything about the Labo before, you're missing out. Nintendo recently announced that they've been working on a new way to interact and have fun with your Switch. And it's weirdly brilliant, like only something produced by Nintendo could be. On the most basic of levels, the Labo is a series of cardboard cutouts you can pop out and assemble into various toys called Toy-Cons. Not too revolutionary, I know. However, after assembly, these toys combine with the Switch's already ultra-versatile Joy-Con controllers to become something really special. The Labo will initially launch on the 20th of April in the form of 2 kits. The first is called the Variety Kit, and the second is called the Robot Kit. Both will ship with their aforementioned cardboard cutouts and include a physical copy of the games and software that will be powering all of the madness, as well as some of the miscellaneous stuff like plastic bits and string needed for the assembly. For now, let's take a look at the Variety Kit, which features cutouts and parts for 2 RC cars, 1 fishing rod, 1 house, 1 motorbike, and 1 piano. The RC cars use both of the Switch's Joy-Cons in order to move around. It does this by using the Joy-Con's HD Rumble vibration feature, and controlling it is handled by your Switch's touchscreen. Vibrate both controllers and the car moves forward, vibrate the left controller and it goes right, and so on. It's a neat implementation of the controller's rumble feature and could make for some pretty fun racing. The fishing rod is where things start getting really interesting. Interesting because the rod uses the Joy-Con's motion sensing feature to tell the included fishing game what you're doing, which is already pretty cool. But with the help of the other Joy-Con slotted into the turnable reel, it gets even cooler, as the game can also tell you that you're reeling in your catch and presumably how fast you're doing so. The Toy-Con house also showed a lot of promise. It's basically the only house a millennial can afford. The house makes use of the Joy-Con's IR blasters, which is a feature that was left by the roadside many months ago. The game attached to this particular set looks like something akin to the Tamagotchis of yore, complete with a creature to presumably take care of. Interacting with this creature and its one-room world is done by inserting one of 4 included attachments into the side of the house. These attachments seem to be reflective stickers that are picked up by the Joy-Con's IR sensors to tell the game what object was actually inserted in it, like, you know, a faucet to water your poor dang Tamagotchi. And now we get to my second favorite set included in this kit, the motorbike. When built, this set acts as a steering configuration of a motorbike, vroom vroom, complete with the ignition switch, a turnable throttle, a brake, and presumably some other stuff. Again, using the Joy-Con's motion sensing, the unit can tell how far you're turning the throttle and pick up in which direction you're turning. While all of those are very interesting and innovative uses for the Joy-Con controllers, the piano included in the kit blows them away by far. As well it should, since it looks to be the most complicated to assemble out of them all. The piano does what you'd expect from a piano. You press a key and a sound comes out. What makes this particular piano the bee's knees is how it works. As with the house, the piano also uses the Joy-Con's built-in IR camera, but this time to a much larger extent. The sensor is able to pick up which individual key is being pressed, as well as a play, pause, and record button. The piano also comes with various knob things that appear to be able to change the pitch or sound effects of the keys when inserted. It's all just too cool to process, really. But the piece de resistance of the Labo lineup is so complex, so unapologetically awesome that it has an entire kit of its own. It's called the Robot Kit, and it works with various moving parts and both Joy-Cons to translate your real-world movements into the included giant robot game. A game where For now, at least, the goal seems to be exclusively to destroy buildings and UFOs, which is just awesome. What's even more awesome is that by crouching down, your robot transforms into a vehicle and makes traversal a little quicker. And while the included headset looks like one of those VR headsets, it should be noted that this is probably only for the purpose of immersion. In the trailer for the kit, the Switch docked and connected to a TV while using the robot kit. And now I'll get to why I think the Nintendo Labo is the cat's pajamas in just a minute. But before that, I have to point out a few possible issues that people have been commenting about. First off, the Variety and Robot kits are priced at $70 and $80 respectively. At first glance, that kind of seems like a heck of a lot for some cardboard Nintendo has lying around. But once you take that into account, that price also includes a game. It doesn't seem all that bad, at least as long as the games aren't complete gimmicks, kind of like the 1-2 Switch, although this is basically what the 1-2 Switch should have been, so anyway, like mini games, sure. Hopefully they do have a bit more depth than just being a mini game showcase, but if that's all they are, this is what should have launched with the Switch. Next is the thought I'm sure instantly popped into the minds of every parent as soon as the trailer started, including myself. These things wouldn't last 30 minutes in the hand of my kid, and that's probably a very valid concern. However, even though the cardboard is super fragile, it's also super mendable. Unless your kid goes full-on ballistic and tears everything to shreds, there's very little some tape shouldn't be able to fix. And look, I get it, the Labo isn't meant for everyone, but it's clearly not meant to be. The Toy-Cons are toys aimed at kids and their parents, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Switch already offers a wide range of content for its more mature or hardcore audience. Just look at the complex world building and story work that went into titles like Breath of the Wild, and the pure button mashing fun of Super Mario Odyssey, and it's not like it's going to change anytime soon. I mean, we freaking have Doom on the Switch, and Dark Souls is coming to the Switch for Pete's sake. That's about as hardcore as it gets. Okay, so by now you might just be able to tell that I'm ever so slightly excited for the Nintendo Labo. And by ever so slightly, I mean I'm so freaking excited, I can't even contain myself, guys. Woo! Even though I never grew up with Nintendo, didn't play a single Mario or Zelda game before the Switch versions, and solely was on PlayStation for the majority of my adolescent life, I genuinely think some of the best gaming experiences I've had lately have been on the Switch. The contributions that they've made to the gaming industry over the years has been absolutely invaluable. Their unwavering focus on producing innovative products that focus on fun more than anything else has truly cemented them into the memories of countless kids and adults alike. This same focus is why the Switch turned out to be such a phenomenal success, even with much more powerful and graphically elite competition coming from Sony and Microsoft to contend with. The Switch innovated while other offerings were more concerned with improving the same old formula, and the Labo was made possible because of this innovation. In all honesty, I can't think of anything in the gaming industry in the last year that I've been more excited for than the Labo. Beyond the fact that the Labo just seems like a whole lot of fun to play with no matter what age you're at, as a parent, it's exactly what I've wanted without even knowing it. I can still remember that as a kid, building and learning how things work were some of my favorite childhood experiences, and it's probably at least partly to blame for my current love of building and working with computers. The Labo seems perfect for enabling the same kind of experience for my boys, especially with the emphasis Nintendo is putting on digging into how each of the Toy-Con works, and following along with a far more useful step-by-step instructions than I ever had as a kid. And the fact that it's all cardboard and thus almost infinitely customizable is actually really clever, and has the potential to promote more creativity than a lot of other toys on the market right now, even without optimizing for the $10 customization set. Everything about this new platform is amazing, and it has massive potential even beyond what's currently confirmed. In the announcement trailer alone, we saw various other possible Toy-Cons that aren't even included in any of the packs on offer right now. There's very little reason to think that the Labo will die as quickly as excitement for it shot up. As far as what we can tell, the Labo has a heck of a lot more to offer even before it actually launches, and once third-party developers start getting involved, we'll really start to see this platform take on a life of its own. At least I hope so, because it'll be great for my kids. But I'll try not to get even further ahead of myself than I already am. We've only seen the Labo in action for about a 3-minute trailer so far, after all, so it could always turn out to be a complete disaster. But who am I kidding? I'm going to go ahead and call this one right now. The Nintendo Labo is going to be phenomenal, and anything that lets me have fun along with my kids is completely okay in my book. And before anyone throws around a PC Master Race comment, there are legitimately enjoyable experiences in gaming that you just cannot get on a PC. From having console exclusives to having a portable gaming experience that doesn't require you to take a massive power brick with you, gaming on a console has a place. Being in the PC Master Race doesn't mean you can't find legitimate experiences outside of PC. It's just that we know, understand, and appreciate the inherent amazingness that comes from having a good PC. But gaming isn't all about graphical fidelity or the refresh rate, but it's about the experiences that it creates. My Threadripper PC with a 1080 Ti allows me to play games at the absolute ultimate settings imaginable, but it doesn't allow me to have the tactile feel of shaking around my Switch to throw Mario's hat in a circle to murder a squad of Goombas. Being part of the PC Master Race and being able to experiencing the best doesn't mean that you automatically cut everything that doesn't fit into that criteria. Instead, you can come to appreciate the perks, advantages, improvements that PC has even more when you go from playing on a 720p 30 FPS console game to running whatever dang game you want at 240 Hz. That's my perspective at least. What do you all think? Thoughts on the Labo? Are you into it, not into it? Let me know either down in the comments or over on Twitter. I'm at UFDisciple. If you're looking to buy a Switch or anything else gaming related, you can use our Amazon affiliate code down in the description as a way of supporting the channel. Alternatively, if you'd rather support us directly, we also have a Patreon where you can get exclusive posts and other perks. Link for that will also again be in the description. Anyways, I am Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers. Okay, so by NB, ow, you might justable to tell